Hey, COCA. I'm Dave Kelly, the International Student Leadership Trainer, and I hope you had as great of a time in Windsor as I did. I really enjoyed the hotel and the amenities. Went to Tim Hortons every day. So we don't have that where I live in the US. So I really did enjoy getting a chance to do that and going to the different college venues and the pubs and other places. It's really a great time. And I loved how I got a chance to meet and talk with so many people throughout the conference as well as during the business hall. I want to tell you a little bit more about me. If you met me and we had a chance to talk, this will give you some more information. And if we didn't get a chance to talk, I'd love to have you watch this and let's talk about me possibly coming to your campus and working with your staff or your students or both. One of the biggest things that I do is club and organization leadership training. That is really where my background is the strongest. I also have a strong background in student governance from when I was in school, but I was the international president of a collegiate service group when I was in school. I got a chance to travel to Canada, got a chance to travel all over the US, to Vienna, Austria. Really had a wonderful time and learned a lot. And then for 18 years, I was a state advisor for that group. For 9 of those years, I was an assistant, and for 9 years, I was the lead advisor, kind of like an executive director almost, although it was a volunteer position. And I learned so much that I share in my presentations, and I have done programs for hundreds of colleges and universities training their club and organization leaders. Here are the topics that I have, and you can find these on my website. You can take a look here at things that might most benefit your organization leaders, honor societies, other groups, whatever you might have, clubs, whoever it is that could benefit from running their meetings better, running their organization better, becoming more of a servant leader type of an organization, being confident as a leader. The one that I have bolded there in red, inspiring others to lead, I actually did that at the conference in Windsor. I was thrilled. I had a full room, a really great interaction with people. And I had one student come up to me afterwards, and he said he had never been in a workshop before that had 100% engagement. And so I really encourage this program as well as any of the others that you see that could benefit your club and organization leaders, your officers. And here's the great thing about the programs that I do. If you see something under another category on my website and you say, oh man, I'd love to have that for our club officers. Like I have a self-esteem workshop that I'm going to show here in just a minute under student leadership workshops. I can very easily adapt that. I write all my own presentations and programs. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I know how to speak for different audiences. So I would love to have the chance to do that with you. Now, you might want to see me in action if you did not get a chance to come to my ed session in Windsor or last year in Vancouver or even the year before in Ottawa. If you haven't actually seen me in person, you can go to this QR code or the bit.ly link that's on the screen. That'll take you to a video that I put on my YouTube channel. It's public, so you can encourage other people to go watch it as well. And you'll get a chance to see me presenting in a couple of different formats in order to get video, but talking about things like membership recruitment, also retention, inspiring others to lead, how I actually began my leadership journey myself, and more. So I encourage you to check that out. You'll actually see me also with a little bit of a virtual presentation because I'm still doing virtual and I love to do that. And I live in Atlanta, Georgia in the US. And although I am willing to travel to and fly anywhere, it might make more sense for us to do something virtually. I would talk about that a little bit more in just a moment. I also do keynotes. I love to keynote. Here was an audience that I was at in Albany, New York, about 700 people in the room. But I have done keynotes for less than 10 people in a room too. I adapt to my audience. I was a theater major, so I know how to do that. And again, make my programs relevant and authentic for everybody that I speak to. So if you're having an event, a conference, some sort of gathering of people, I would love to come and keynote. These are 3 of my primary keynotes, although again, I can be flexible and I can pull pieces together and even create something with a new title that might pull information from different places. Each of these presentations are also available as workshops or training sessions. So if you see titles more than once, I do that in order for people to understand, yeah, you can move across categories with the different programs that I do. This is the area I was just mentioning, student leadership and life skills workshops. programs for everyone. Everybody can benefit from these presentations. So I encourage you to take a look at these seriously and see what might work for your students. And you'll find, again, some of these have been listed before, but the twist I put on them is different depending upon the audience. You'll see making the most of your 24/7, that's time management, self-esteem, I mentioned that a little bit ago, turning your vision into reality. That's creating a vision, setting goals. That's great for club and organization leaders too. I don't have it listed over there, but you could certainly ask me to do that and I adapt it. And I have a piece on accountability for the goals that the organization sets to try to create their vision. So I've put in different elements depending upon the audience that I'm working with. What else do I talk about? Community service. I love community service. In fact, I will give your students books. I'll bring 25 books with me based on my student leadership, serving leadership program. And it's all about being a servant leader and engaging in community service, something you can do your whole life. I work with staff and do training and development for them. I know staff turnover is always an issue and a concern, and bringing new people in. That's something that it can also be done remotely, virtually, or with on-demand video. Student leadership board coaching. I've had a chance to do coaching with MBA students and other groups for almost 10 years. It's a process that I love. It's different than training, and it really helps to bring out the best in people. So I'd be willing and love to talk to you about that. That I typically do virtually or remote because we do an hour-long session and we do several sessions, usually over a semester, over the course of the year. Of course, I can work with your student leadership team as well as your staff, and would love to do that. And I've been doing that my entire career. And I do have a background, as I mentioned, in student governance from my time at the Oshkosh Student Association at the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. And then I've talked about virtual and on-demand video leadership series. Think about this. What if you could have me do a series of workshops over the course of the year where I would be virtual, you could bring your students together, or you could even offer a hybrid thing. Some could come together somewhere on campus, the rest could engage virtually. This would be good for those of you who have multiple campuses, and also where maybe you have people who are working remotely and doing their education remotely. And something the last couple of years that has really grown for me is schools will engage me to do a leadership training series for new students, new clubs that are being built, for club and organization leaders, for their staff. I have done series from 2 to 12 videos, usually 15 to 30 minutes, a little bit shorter. Occasionally a topic will demand a little bit more, but never more than an hour. And they can watch them at their own convenience. You put them on a platform and you give them access to them. I can create assessment questions, or you can create questions that are important to you, where they will have to answer a certain number of questions correctly in order to prove that they did actually watch the video. Many schools then provide a completion certificate or a certificate of achievement for a student leadership academy, or whatever you might want to call it. And it is, again, a great way for me to be able to engage with the people that you work with and the people on your campus, whether or not I can actually physically be there. And again, having the background in theater, I also work in TV and film occasionally. I love working with the different mediums. So I would love to talk to you about any of these opportunities. You can find all of my programs and descriptions by going to my programs and pricing page. This QR code or the link will take you there. My pricing is transparent. It is right on this page, whether you want to do in person or virtual or on demand. That pricing is the same because it's essentially the same type of product. One's done live, one's pre-recorded, but I figured it's best and easiest to just keep the pricing the same. Well, Dave, what if we want to have you come to campus and then do some follow-up videos, or maybe do a video before you come to campus to kind of warm everybody up? I've done that for schools too. That one's I got to do a little bit of blending with the pricing. So that would be a little more customized, but you can get a pretty good idea of that by looking at what's on my website. I believe in transparency and authenticity, and you will find that I am definitely not a diva, probably one of the easiest people that you'll ever work with. I'm Dave Kelly, the International Student Leadership Trainer. I love every opportunity I have to get to COCA. I was thrilled, surprised, and honored in 2023 to be named one of the lecturers of the year for COCA. So I would love to bring to your students my knowledge, my fun programs. They're interactive and enjoyable, and help you and your campus, your organizations, clubs grow and prepare people for the careers ahead of them in their lives. Thank you so much, COCA. Thank you for welcoming me into your organization and to your campus, and I look forward to serving your students.